Welcome back. We're at the second part of New Day at Arirang, and we start with On Point, where we speak to experts to delve deeper into some of the key issues in the spotlight right now. Now, Monday, May 9th, marked Victory Day for Russia, commemorating the country's defeat of the Nazis in 1945. But Victory Day this year was made all the more significant for Vladimir Putin, as it was a chance for him to leverage the symbolic significance and propaganda value of the day to announce a military achievement in Ukraine.
That's right, but how is Putin planning to continue his invasion of Ukraine after Victory Day, and what are some things that the new administration here in South Korea has to tackle moving forward in regards to the Ukraine crisis? Now, for this, we are joined by Professor Valery DZUTSATI, visiting assistant professor of political science at the University of Kansas. Professor, good morning to you.
Hello.
First and foremost, I guess yesterday marking the Victory Day over in Russia, we did see Vladimir Putin's speech. What did you make out of his very speech?
Yeah, so that's a good question, because many people expected that he would announce something drastic, such as declare war on Ukraine or announce mobilization, partial mobilization of the Russian citizens to fight this war, which didn't go that well for Russia. So we didn't hear those two announcements, and the rest was fairly usual stuff about treacherous West that apparently was, planning to attack Russia. If Russia didn't attack Ukraine, then according to Putin, the West would attack Russia. So it's something that many Russian citizens have heard quite a lot recently on the Russian TV. So nothing new apart from what the Russian TV has been floating for a while now.
And Professor, despite Moscow's claims of the successful military operation over Ukraine on Victory Day, the invasion has really taught us that the Russian military wasn't as strong as we thought, and I'm sure Putin knows this as well. So what do you think are the next steps for the Russian leader?
Yeah, that's a big dilemma, actually, for Putin. And I don't think he knows what to do, because definitely what happened in Ukraine was something close to Russian army defeat. Which of course surprised everybody, including, I'm sure, Russians. And so Putin cannot afford to lose this war without risking to lose his office. So, which means he will step up effort to try to get something that would resemble like winning this war. At the same time, Ukrainian government is really reluctant to make any concessions to Russia, because the Ukrainian government, the Ukrainian army appear to be on if not on the winning side, it appears to be doing fairly well, and also the West pledged support for Ukrainian army. And so I think we will see more fighting before we will see peace.
Yeah, certainly. I mean, a lot of these assistance, whether it be weapons assistance from different countries, certainly helped Ukraine. And speaking of which, I mean, the former Moon administration, we saw them kind of refusing to assist Ukraine with these so-called lethal weapons. Of course, trying not to deteriorate any kind of bilateral relations that South Korea and Russia had before. Of course, being called a unfriendly nation. But I mean, before this, I mean, they certainly did have a very amicable relations. Moving forward now, with the next Yoon administration now starting off today, how do you think that South Korea is going to move on with Ukraine and possible assistance on that?
Yes, that's a great question. So I gather that Yoon's administration is somewhat closer to the U.S. in terms of its policies. So we could expect that the new administration will try to make some amends in terms of, if not like supporting Ukraine materially, at least perhaps rhetorically. And we can expect that the government of South Korea will strictly adhere to export controls, specifically in terms of technology, because Russian economy heavily depends on imported technology, high tech, basically. So, such as all kinds of electronics that we can think of. And South Korea definitely will adhere to the imposed sanctions. So the West, Japan, allied countries, they all have pledged support for Ukraine and support this sanction regime against Russia.
Well, I'm afraid that's all we have time for today, but thank you so much, Professor, for your insights.
Thank you. Thank you for having me.